Hey, and welcome back to Trust Me, I'm a Superhero. I'm Marcus. And as always, it's brought to you by B&B Landscaping. If you want a quality service at a discount price, call B&B. The number's down below. And today's topic is going to be O.J. Simpson. Now, I know what y'all thinking, like, why would I pick O.J.? Well, O.J.'s been in the news a lot lately. You know, since they did that American crime story, the O.J. Simpson, People versus O.J. Simpson and all of that, you know, it's been a topic that's come back up, like, how do we feel about OJ right now? It's what, 20 some odd years later, 21 years later, 22 years later. Now, how do we feel about OJ Simpson? Well, as a black man, I can tell you, yeah, he probably did that shit. Here's the thing, I don't really give a fuck if he did it or not. That's not the point. People get away with murder all the time. The thing is, this was the first time in history where someone, and I'm going to use a lot of us's and them's in this analogy. So when I say us, I mean black people. When I say them, I mean non-black people. I mean white people mostly. This is not to be offensive. This is just to streamline things, okay? So we, us, had never been in a situation where we had one of ours be in a position where they could get away with murder. Pretty much is what we were. He had money and he was famous and he was universally liked. He happened to be black, and that's what drew us to this situation where we're like, well, look, if he was white and he was famous and he was universally liked, and there was, even with all this evidence with the right lawyer, you can get off from murder. People know you can go home from being murdered. 96% of murder cases end up in a plea agreement. 6% of those plea agreements end up with probation. I want you to understand that. 6% of plea agreements for some kind of homicide end in probation. What color of the people do you think are getting probation for a homicide charge? Do you think it's black people? I'm going to go ahead and guess not. Now, did O.J. Simpson do it? Probably. Did he leave all the evidence? Probably not. Nobody is that fucking stupid. Nobody is dumb enough to murder two people and then leave drops of blood all the way back to their house. Even if you're bleeding, you're going to wrap your hand up like, oh shit, I cut myself. Even adrenaline is not going to keep you dripping blood for 2 miles. So that's bullshit. Did he kill, like I said, did he kill him? Probably. He probably, you know what, most likely he did that shit. That's not what it was about. It was about whether one of us could get away with murder. And when we were happy, not because these people died, we're not rejoicing the death of 2 people. We wouldn't do that. The problem is death is such a factor in our everyday lives. Death is all around us on a personal level. I could leave right now and go to the gas station and never come home. That is the reality that I live with. So I can't, it's not in us to be super concerned about 2 people who died, whatever color they are, who died in California that's across the country from me. So it wasn't about that. Okay? It's not about being happy that these 2 people got killed. It's not at all. We were not happy about that at all. We were just seeing if the system could sting other people the way it stings us every day. Because that shit burns. When you know somebody's guilty and then they go to jail, or how about this? You know somebody's innocent and they go to jail. Because that happens too. But see, the way our justice system is set up, it's innocent beyond a reasonable doubt. That's what it is. But to prove, you can create reasonable doubt with anything. You don't believe me? Johnny Cochran created reasonable doubt with a racist cop in a fucking glove. You think Ray Ray can't create reasonable doubt with a gun that bullets don't match the gun? He can. But he doesn't have a lawyer. He has a public defender. So Ray Ray goes to jail for the rest of his fucking life. O.J. Simpson doesn't. We were testing this system that was laid before us to see if it was fair and its unfairness. That's really what we were doing. Turns out it was. Because O.J. Now, we don't love O.J. That's not it. We really we don't care for O.J. right now. Because O.J. got away with murder and then is fucking dumb enough to commit other crimes that he lets them put him in jail for the rest of his fucking life. Because he's stupid. So that's what makes me think he probably killed him. Because he's dumb enough to do other shit to get him put in jail for 40 years. So he's probably dumb enough to kill his ex-wife for fucking somebody else. Because that's what it really boiled down to. She fucking somebody else and I'm mad and I'm going to kill this bitch and then I'm going to get away with it because I can. That's what he was thinking. Now, that's not the right way. We're not condoning that. But we got to understand what kind of climate we were in America in 1995. We had just come off of the Rodney King beating. Just come off of that. Just come off of the LA riots. Just come off of all kind of shit. So a couple years later, it's this, and we feel like this same LAPD that just beat up Rodney King, they definitely on some bullshit. Oh, this cop is racist. But listen, Do I think he killed him? Yeah. Do I think he left all that evidence? Hell no. They put that evidence around it. They was like, oh, okay, he got money. He might get off. We're going to make sure they know he's guilty. What they underestimated was how good Johnny Cochran was. Johnny Cochran played the race card. Is it fucked up he played the race card? Yes. Is it awesome that he won? Yes. The race card is there. Nobody, if I can complain when other people use their privilege, you are more than welcome to complain when I pull the race card. I save it. I save that motherfucker for when I really, really need it. But please believe me, I'm not above playing it. Please believe me, I'm not. So it's right in my back pocket, just like your privilege is, or their privilege, or whoever's privilege is. So it exists. So like I said, did OJ do it? Probably. Did he go to jail for it? No. Just like a lot of people don't go to jail for a lot of shit. You have enough money that we were testing that unfairness of the fairness of the unfairness of the system. We were testing to see, this was the litmus test to see if you have enough money and you have enough fame and people like you enough and you have a good enough lawyer, will you go home? Because we know that. We always thought, well, they get to go home because they have a lawyer and they have money and they have fame. Okay, cool. Well, what about us? Because if we have these things and then it backfired for them, and now they looked at OJ like, oh, he got away with murder. I can't believe it. Another thing is, yes, it was about race. Okay, like I said, I'm a black man, so I was rooting for OJ because I was rooting against this system that they have set up for me to fail. Okay? My question is, why were white people so excited about it when it was going on? They had nothing invested either. People die every day. It's 10,000 people died between when OJ got caught for the murder and when his trial was over. So why did these two murders polarize you so much? Because it was a black dude and you thought he might go home. And then he went home and then you were upset. I understand. I get it completely. You know why I get it? Because I watched the Trayvon Martin case and I watched Sandra Bland. Nobody got charged for that shit. And I watched dude get choked out for selling loose cigarettes. And another kid who had a fake gun get shot without a warning. And I watched the guy get shot in his back running from the police and then a taser get planted on him. So I could understand. I know exactly how you feel about OJ going home. Can you understand how I feel? I hope you do. Start the discussion. I really appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a good one.